Shalom Yashrala, this is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught us this truth and ever will. And citation of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to kind of redo a portion of this here, basically, so a video that got taken down, basically, of speaking on certain of these things. So we'll be kind of careful how we speak on these things and everything else like that, and just stick to the article. All right. But nevertheless, you'll see it also in this here, video. But I wound up playing a clip, right, of a video of a pretty much older video and things like that, which certain people, all right, which are so-called, let's just call them accredited people. All right. We're speaking about things. Long story short, I don't want to get back into it and get another hit on the same topic, but nevertheless, it's going forth and showing what they were saying about these things. You know what I mean? And they like to say whatever we're saying about these things, but it's like, hey man, look, in that case, I just played a video of what your so-called professionals were speaking about. Now in this case, we're gonna just read this here article and just show forth, because the important part is what measuring the time diligently in itself. All right, and like the scripture say, when thou shalt see part of the signs past, which I told you before, then thou shalt understand the most high spake of these things. Listen, in fact, we'll get it in. Let's read that real quick. Um, we'll come back to this, but we'll just read a little portion. And said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I told thee before, then thou shalt understand that it's the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And of course, again, like I said, we'll get back to this as well. But going into looking at the things that we see, this is how we can measure the times diligently, by looking at the prophecies, the visions, and things like that, man. All right. And speaking spiritually, hey man, it's just the fact of the matter, because this wasn't one of the major topics that's been talked about recently, in which they hitting the channel over. They were hitting the channel over the situation with your boy Yeezy and them, and the situations they got going on now. And speaking on certain things, when you go further into those things, they want to hit you on that type of stuff, promoting X, Y, and Z. But again, not going too far into it, because apparently these folks is heavily watching. I doubt if it's somebody that's literally watching the video and hitting on it, and they just upset about it, or whether it's algorithm. But hey, at the same time, going into prophecy, the famine of the word, speaking on these things, man. All right, it's going to come to a point in time where you're going to be looking for truth, and you're not going to be able to find it. All right, which is going to, like the scripture say, then friends shall fight. Roughly paraphrasing, friends are going to fight one another. They're going to be looking for truth, and they're going to start fighting one another and everything else like that. Because, hey, man, the information you're going to be getting is going to be bad information, or you're going to have people that, so how it is. You try to tell folks certain things, and then they don't want to listen to like that old situation going. It's like they say so you see somebody's a significant other messing around on them, you try to tell them, then they get mad at you, like, bro, step out of our business and this and that. You trying to break us up and everything. All right, then when they find out about it, they be mad at you. Why you ain't tell me about this? You be like, you know what, fuck it, I ain't even getting involved in this, because this is what it turns out to be. All right, but nevertheless, hey, like the scriptures say, is this was he whom we had sometimes in derision. People called us crazy about all these different things. They strike down our channels and all these different types of things going on. But at the end, like Lord's will get it. The scriptures say, but at the end, the vision shall speak and not lie, though it tarry. All right. So hey, what have we been telling you about the whole time? What makes the men, the apostles and elders of great millstone on down, all right, and those that teach the same doctrine, separate from these other groups out there, man. All right, it's going into how they say the 100% truth. All right, how many of these other big especially these one Western camps, because basically that's how you have to break it down. Anything else, they pretty much come up from up under there. But hey, what's the dividing of the different groups, man? All right, you got some that how they say most high in Christ. All right, some of them that's talking about you can go and get the jab. All right, then you got the men of great millstone on down, the apostles on down, that's telling you the 100% truth. Hey, the MOTB is this RFID chip. All right, like the scriptures speak about, is going to have one put in your forehead or in your hand. And we're going to read this here article. Just read the article through. All right, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not claiming any kind of medical information. I'm just just reading. I'm a reader basically in this sense. I'm just reading this here article, man, and reading the Bible. All right, but nevertheless, you got to come to a conclusion. All right, measuring the time diligently before, like I said, hey, I was going into this heavy, but Hey, man, years ago, you could openly talk about all this here stuff, man. You didn't have to come up with different names and everything else like that, man. You could show all these videos, like some of the videos I was showing over the weekend. All right, and it would be perfectly fine. Nobody would get mad at it. What you be having Edomites mad on the comment board telling you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, the videos stay up. But nowadays, you just mention certain things, all right, or show videos, and you don't even speak on them. Like, well, I'm gonna just let the video play for itself. Then they get all upset about these things. But we know, hey, like the scriptures say, when thou shalt see part of the signs pass, which I told you before, then thou shalt well understand it's the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world or the earth that he made, roughly paraphrase it. But again, we see, hey, the famine of the word is coming to play, man. Are they wishing, even with the other situation, all right, with the with these rappers and basketball players, we'll just put it at that. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, even with those types of things, we see how they're uh, trying to control the narrative. All right, if we can blackball what these two people are saying and everything else like that, then it's like an umbrella effect. All right, anybody else is spewing the same stuff. Hey, we've already hit the top dogs, in their eyes, the celebrities that everybody would see. Then anybody else that falls up under there, they would just equate that to the same thing. But hey, man, you can't stop the truth, man. You're only forwarding the truth. All right. So this one here says Elon Musk names new timeline for human brain chip test. All right. And, reading this, how do you say it's June, it ain't no chip. All right. Hey, we see what's going on here. All right. Neuralink co-founder, and I'm going to try not to say nothing about this. Just read it through. It says Neuralink co-founder said the company has submitted most of the paperwork for its first clinical trials. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this. Just read it straight through. It says Elon Musk has claimed that a wireless chip developed by his company Neuralink could start human clinical trials in 6 months. The world's richest man also stated that the biotech startup is confident that their device could restore movement in those who suffer from paralysis. Speaking on certain miracles and things like that. Again, trying to be careful with this, but the scriptures speak about how they, matter of fact, well, we're not going to read any more of this because, again, we don't want to. You see what the article is speaking about, right? So, let me go into this because I was just quoting that. Where's that precept? 2 Thessalonians, right? I probably needed this in the blue letter. So let me just go up to verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Jumping down to verse 8. It says, then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the work of Satan, and with all power and signs and lying wonders, with all deceivableness and of righteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. All right, now going into this, it says let me read it again. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. And then when you go into this, what is it, lying, where lying goes into pseudos, right? A lie, a conscious or intentional falsehood. In a broad sense, whatever is not what it seems to be, a perverse, impious, deceitful precept. All right. Hey, a falsehood, a lie. All right. With these false miracles. All right. Working out the, lying wonders. All right. So-called healing and everything. All they doing is, again, all right, we'll just word it this way. All right. You have, how they say, a counterfeit of the Lord's what the Lord has. All right, the devil has everything that the Lord has, but counterfeit it all. All right, now let me go up a little bit. What is it? Verse 4. Yeah, let's read verse 4 because I almost cringe at even making that statement about the devil has everything counterfeit that the Lord has. Esau, all right, has come up and counterfeited everything that the Lord has because people be thinking on a simple level about the spiritual demon Satan and everything. Nah, we talking about his physical counterpart, these Edomites. All right, so let's go and read 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. It says, let's go back up to 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. And now more than ever, even speaking on who Esau is and going to these things, man, it's evident who we talking about, man. All right, we can sit here and talk about Muslims all damn day long. We can talk about Chinese folk all damn day long. We can talk about Indian everybody. We can talk about Japheth all damn day long. It is not a problem. But when we start talking about those 48ers, all right, and these Edomites, then they get all butthurt because, hey, how they say, hit dogs holler. All right, this is who done all these things. It says, verse 4, who opposeth, all right, and exalted himself above all that is called God. He's the one who's over here talking about something. There ain't no God, all right, or everything that God created. Let me go and make a how you say, anti version of that. All right, the Most High created all the fruits and the vegetables with their seeds therein. Afterwards, Esau created seedless fruits and vegetables. Man, the Lord said, "Hey, I only created two genders. Hey, you know the rest." All right, again, hey, we're on a hot case right now, but nevertheless, you see this situation is, man. Esau has this counterfeit, man, to all these different things, man. All right, you have God-given intelligence, all right, because your body is a damn machine and your brain is a fucking supercomputer, man. Think about, you got a computer, you go and you hit that whatever it was, where you can see the processes being done on your computer and everything else like that, man. How many different processes being ran on your computer? So you got one process where you got YouTube open, or let's just say you got 50 pages of YouTube open playing 50 videos, and you're trying to burn a DVD or something like that, and you're trying to download some music at the same time, all while you're trying to edit a video in a video editor. Hey, your computer gonna crash because there's too many processes taking place at one point in time, and your computer's not strong enough to compute all those things to process all those things at the same time. But think about your body, man, your brain, how much stuff it's processing at the same time, man. All right, you could be walking and talking at the same time. You got to have your stride right so you don't fall over. All right, understand what you're about to say and what you're perceiving, all while looking around and making sure you don't get hit by a car. All while your body is sensing the temperature outside to let you know whether you hot or if you cold, or if you in a certain let's say you're a little too hot, your body starts cooling you off by turning the waterworks on, man. You start sweating a little bit and everything. I mean, your body has so many different processes that you don't even realize why the hell is going on. All right, to help your body out in certain things, like you eat too much or you drink too much, you eat something poisonous, you start throwing up, and your body's trying to reject that foul shit that's inside of you, man. These are all processes being done by a supercomputer inside your brain. All these different processes, man. When you go to sleep, while you sleeping unconscious, your body is regulating your metabolism, digesting food and growth, and pushing poisons and toxins out of your body and everything else. Like, all while you sleep, you ain't even got to think about these things, man. Pumping your heart, knowing about how much to breathe and when to breathe and everything else like that. So, hey, that's God-given intelligence, man. All right, how to think, how to process all these different things going on. But, Esau, is trying to come up with what? Artificial intelligence, man. All right, self-driving cars and everything, make all these decisions. Why? To mimic. What are they trying to mimic? They're trying to mimic the human being. The human being was already created perfectly fine, but now we got to go and recreate these things, man. All right, hey, give you an example. You had, your grandmama and them told you to go over to that sink, stop up that sink, fill up you a sink full of water and wash them dishes, right? You had it to perfection, unless you half-ass washing dishes, but your dishes come out perfectly fine. But then what? Esau come up with what? Dishwasher. Oh, try to make it convenient, more easier. Then you got shit all over your damn dishes and everything, man. All right, so hey, it's nothing like the so-called natural way of doing things. But who is the one who changed up all these things, man? Who is out here trying to play God? God give you, your certain not to say your gifts in life, but when people are born, hey, the Most High is the author of. Hey man, you're gonna be blind, you're gonna be deaf, you're gonna have all your senses, you're gonna have, you're gonna be missing this, you're gonna be missing that. He don't want to give you all these different things, but Esau's the one trying to look, we're gonna fix all these things for you, man. Or we're gonna give you designer babies and everything else like that, man. Hey, the Most High is in control of all those things, giving you your traits and everything else like that. But hey, in a sense, even it's still spiritually the Most High is the one bringing your parents together. But you want a damn designer baby, hey man, think about who the hell you laying down with when you having a child, man. All right, you know what I'm saying? So hey, you can design certain things based off of your traits. Certain traits that certain people have, you know what I mean? You get two really dark-skinned people have a baby, that baby gonna probably come 9 times out of 10 come out dark skin, man. All right, you can, have sex with a lighter-skinned woman, the baby come out lighter skin. All right, but what Esau trying to do is go in there and change your genetics and everything else like that, man. All right, he trying to orchestrate things from the beginning. All right, even with his so-called, well, let me read this again. Verse 4, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worship, so that he, and then again going into that, oh, there ain't no God, but we gonna be God. Oh, we don't believe in God, but we're the gods of everything. You don't need the God in the clouds. We got the new God that's gonna be in the cloud. All right, you know what I'm saying? The AI, we're gonna be taking over we in control of all this. We gave you all these things. We the creators of all these things. We gave you fruits and vegetables and climate change, or orchestrating the climate and all these different things. We didn't create a paradise for you, smart cities, smart houses. We've got all these things under control. We don't need an Old Testament God to fear. Now we just gotta, worship the artificial intelligent God, man. All right, and this is what Esau's out here doing, man. Oh, any problem or any defect that you're born with, we can fix and create those things, man. All right, or we can have you even live forever, man. These are things that they're gonna start pushing and advertising to people with this pseudo like the scripture say, lying signs and wonders. All right. So it says, who opposes and exalted himself all above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. And so, look, once you get these certain devices, all right, put inside of people, all right, and you see, how they're gonna play that. Oh, my loved one was, ill-stricken with this and that, and they couldn't do these things, but now all of a sudden they're better and they can do all these things, and all these different things is gonna be such a miracle, all right. But on the left-hand side with all these things, man, they're gonna be like, oh, I was born blind, or I lost my eyesight, or had all these different ailments and things like that. That's how they selling it. But hey, at the end all be all, it's going to be an upgrade. And then you're going to have certain people that's going to want to upgrade themselves. Look at all these Apple devices that everybody got, man. They got all these, you wearing this here technology, smart watches, smart rings, smart monitors, smart this, smart that, monitoring all these different things to the very end all be all. They're going to just put the technology inside of you, man. All right. So, hey, we know what's going on with these things, man. All right. As the scriptures say, let's go ahead and grab that. Matter of fact, grab these two. We'll close out. I don't want to make this too long. But we read about how the vision's yet for an appointed time, or we read about how measuring the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, and thou shalt know the Most High spake of these things. Right? Habakkuk 2, and let me start up a little bit. Habakkuk 2:1, and I will stand upon my watch and set me upon a tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. And it's pretty much plain as day to the table, on the tables, these videos, epistles that we're putting up and everything else like that. Pretty much what we're going to say. All you see is the cover image. Maybe it's, I'll name all my videos after the scripture anyway. All right. But getting still, you pretty much know what's going to be said inside these here videos, because we've been hitting on it for so much, all right? And so much to where it's to the point now where, even seeing the fruits of that their labor, all right, repeatedly telling people about these things, and, people that's just coming up into this here truth, they start sending you video clips and everything else like that and telling, oh, they got that mark of the beast in there, like, man, and it's not to say it's getting old or anything else like that, but it's like, man, you over here beating a dead horse with them for so long, trying to get them to understand and see these things, and then you finally give up on them, like, all right, man, you just ain't gonna get it. Then lo and behold, later on, they start telling you, like, I've been trying to tell you this the whole time, but I'm glad, call all you, how about Shimmy, I was shot that you seeing it, but, and it's a beautiful thing that now you pushing out, your whole mind state didn't change. You no longer pushing forth and sharing bullshit ass little, what's going on with this and what's going on with that person. Now you over here, sending spiritual things now. All right. So, hey, that's a blessing in itself. But, hey, we've been putting this down for so long that, hey, it's clear as day that when you see these things come to pass, man, it should hit you like a ton of bricks. Oh, shit, the prophets had spoke about these things, man, and now it's coming to pass. Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall not lie. Salak. But at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And what vision are we speaking of? All right, we're going to close out with that. Revelation 13 and 16. We can get there. All right, Revelation 13 and 16 says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, now, people always talked about, oh, what if they put it in their left hand and this and that? Hey, man, the point is that this was prophesied about more than 2,000 years ago. And now what do you see in the visions yet for an appointed time? But at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right, though it tarry, wait for it. All right, now even going into, what did I just click on? The word I wanted to grab was forehead. All right, when you go in this here word forehead, right, and then it says metapon, right, a space between the eyes or the forehead, and you can go further into it, and the word there is what? Meta. All right, so hey, they're trying to, like you see certain companies out there with this same name and everything else like that. Let's go back so you can see, hey, you have companies with this here same name. All right, one of these companies that have so much of your information and so much of your data. All right, they can pretty much forgot, there was a documentary on that, the social experiment or something like that, where they pretty much have a snapshot about you, and they can do that predictive programming and all these different things based off of all the things you viewed, you liked, how long you looked at certain images and stuff like that. Take a note to why they changed, their name of their company from one thing to this here name here. All right, and the type of technology they trying to roll out with some of this VR type stuff, these headsets, and put you in this here certain type of world. They even have video games that they trying to develop to where when you die in the game, you die in real life. All right, all these different things, and you see the movie. What was it? Ready Player One, and there was another movie, Free Guy or Freeman or something like that. But anyway, going into both of those movies, it was basically like you was a video game player. All right. Well, one of them was inside a video game. The other one, they put on this here like VR type stuff, and then they went inside the game, basically. But this is what people, they want more realistic stuff, more and more realistic simulators of all these different things, and they put on these little headsets and everything else like that. But how much more when they could just plug in the technology inside of you, and you can have all that stuff, at a blink of an eye. All right, they got all the wearables and things like that. They're talking about the glasses and stuff, and they got the, what they call it, the Alexa and all these other little things like that inside the houses, where you just, you ask, a question, hey, turn this on, turn that on, what's the weather like, and all these different things, and they respond to you right then and there real quick with all this information. So look, that's another selling point, man. Hey, you can have all the information in the whole wide world at, as quick as you can ask the question. That's how quick you're going to get all the information back. All right, but yet and still, just like how they can control you with all these different things, and we know what Esau's trying to do, man, become a god over you again, man. All right, have you bow down and worship him. All right, but hey, this is just prophecy being fulfilled, man. All right. Verse 16 again, and he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And we see how there's how they say, a problem reaction solution. There's a call for things like this right about now, man. All right, in the time of a great economic collapse and everything else like that, hey, we need a new type of money. When the time of all this here money that's being counterfeited and things like that, there was speaking on money that's out there. All right, you have to understand fractional reserve banking and everything else like that. So basically, they can loan out 10 times as much money than what you actually have in your account. So if it's $100, they can do it up to 10 times. Like, let's just say $1,000, right? Loan out $1,000 off of $100. Like, well, they don't really have $1,000. They only have, it's backed by this $100 bill. So the further and further down the line you have all these trillions of dollars, but it's all really predicated off a small amount of money. That's, once you call in that their loan or whatever they call it, bank run and everything, you realize that money really ain't there, and everything starts to collapse. But hey, they want to how are we gonna word this? They want the factory default settings, basically, all right, put in place so that they can come out with this here new system. Hey, but hey, the Lord has revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets. The prophets have been out there warning you about these things. So when these things come to pass, man, hey, like scripture say, wisdom and knowledge should be a stability of that time. You're not going to get caught unaware like a thief in the night, because, hey, you're not sleeping as everybody else is sleeping, man. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and never will. And citation, much love for your IQ, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth, and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.